The Chargers' fate on Sunday rests on injured ribs. Hi, I'm James of Faithful Angelino Sports with your Week 4 Chargers preview. They'll be playing Jacksonville at SoFi on Sunday. If you enjoy the content that I give you on Chargers football, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelinos. We do talk Chargers football here. Now, both teams enter this game 1-1, but the pundits are taking a really long look at Jacksonville for the road upset. And I can't say that I blame them. The Jags last week, they shut out Indianapolis. It is extremely difficult to shut out another NFL team. And frankly, the Chargers could miss as many as 4 critical players in the game on Sunday, starting with quarterback Justin Herbert, because he has broken rib cartilage, as he suffered that in the Kansas City game. He's listed as questionable. Now, he's had 10 days off. The Kansas City game was a Thursday night game last week. And in addition to that, he has been throwing in practice. But everybody's saying that they don't know, including Justin Herbert. Now, I can only give you uneducated guesses as to why I think Justin Herbert will play. 1, Austin Eckler said he had a similar injury, fractured rib cartilage, didn't miss a single game. 2, if Herbert doesn't play and the Jaguars win, Kansas City could have as much as a 2-game lead in the AFC West, and it is not easy to come back from that deficit with only 17 games in the entire NFL season. And number 3, we've been hearing about how tough Justin Herbert is. I'm not saying a fractured rib cartilage issue is comfortable. It clearly isn't. It's the cartilage that connects your rib cage to your sternum. Can't be comfortable taking deep breaths with that. But if you're fashioned to be a tough guy, it's just a guess. If he can't go, and it's substitute quarterback Chase Daniel, I would give the edge of the game to the Jags, to be completely blunt. But like I said, as it stands, it is my guess that Herbert plays. Now, there's other questions, though, with regards to injuries. Will wide receiver Keenan Allen play? You remember Keenan Allen got hurt just before halftime in Game 1 against the Raiders this year. He was on fire while he was out there. But once he got injured against the Raiders, did you notice the offense tailed off? Did you notice how hard it was for the Chargers offense to move against Kansas City? There is a distinct difference when Keenan Allen is not out there making plays. What about center Corey Lindsley, who is also questionable for the game? He's the one calling the blocking schemes. The Jaguars had 5 sacks last week. 5. You need somebody who knows what the other defensive front is going to be doing. For that matter, did cornerback J.C. Jackson come back too quick? He had ankle surgery. He definitely missed the first game against the Raiders. He was supposed to be out against the Chiefs, but he came back. And they got him for 5 receptions, which wasn't good. He's questionable as well. Are they basically saying he's not healed from the ankle surgery yet? So because of these injury reports, I cannot give you an accurate read on what the Chargers are going to be doing. What I can tell you is that the Jaguars are a legitimate threat so long as they keep their wits about them, because sometimes they don't. That's how they lost to the Washington Commanders in Week 1. Meanwhile, another reason they could lose their wits, they're flying in from Florida. Take it from me, I travel for work. Cross-country flights can really screw with your head. And by the way, the Jags are penalty prone. They gave up 90 yards in penalties in that loss to Washington. So through 2 games, they've been down and they've been up. We don't necessarily know what we're going to get. What I can tell you is that on defense, the Jaguars rush the quarterback. They have ends Josh Allen and the number 1 overall pick, Trayvon Walker. They stunt, they blitz, and that goes back to Herbert. Herbert's smart enough to read a blitz and to adjust. But is Chase Daniel? We don't know. When Jacksonville has the ball, well, they did a lot to try to salvage their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, because he had a terrible rookie year. The biggest thing they did was they replaced Urban Meyer with Doug Peterson. Peterson is extremely quarterback friendly. Just ask Nick Foles when Doug Peterson was the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Then they went out and they spent $60 million to upgrade their wide receivers, leading with slot receiver Christian Kirk, who had 6 receptions and 2 touchdowns last week. There's a guy named Evan Ingram, caught 7 more. And then you have to go back and ask about the Chargers injuries. Is cornerback J.C. Jackson playing? And if he is playing, can he produce? Also, the Jaguars gave up no sacks last week. And the Chargers, for all the talk we've given them about their vaunted pass rush, they had 1 last week against Kansas City. What does this mean? Lawrence threw a league-worst 17 interceptions last year, but that's because he was under pressure. Without pressure, suddenly Jacksonville leads the league in turnover ratio with +5. So yeah, this is a team that can cause the Chargers a lot of problems. But we don't have enough information to make a legitimate answer. There's so many questions. I can't give you a prediction and stand on solid ground doing it. I can only make guesses. So I'm just going to say 2 things, and then you guys can rip me apart in the comments thread. If Justin Herbert plays, the edge goes to the Chargers. If he doesn't, the edge goes straight to Jacksonville. Go to the comments section, open fire. I get it. Now, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to Faithful Angelinos. We do talk Chargers football here. Thanks for watching. I'm James. Faithful Angelinos is a Keenan Corte El Queso production. Take care.